News 2's Jalen Gilkey is live at the Greensboro Coliseum. Jalen, it's shocking news, but some fans are keeping the faith that the tournament will go on.
That's right, Chad. And Thomas King has been a fan of the ACC for 30+ years. And although he's never seen anything quite like this in his life, he's still hopeful that the ACC will do whatever it can to make it through the weekend.
Duke got COVID and pulled out, and then we found out this morning Virginia. But you still feel good about being in there and seeing the tournament, even though you've got some teams missing. It's different. Not as many people to talk to around and all, but you miss the teams. You want the kids to have the opportunity to play ball, and that's what they want to do.
And today's only game tips off at 8:30. We got UNC taking on Florida State. And if everything goes according to plan, the winner of tonight's game will go on to face Georgia Tech for the ACC championship. Now, at 4:30, I spoke with one local business that's excited to see any type of action going on here at the Greensboro Coliseum.
Jalen, thank you. The other big story of the day happening now, day one of a mass vaccination event at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. The clinic is a collaboration effort between the County Health Department, Wake Forest Baptist, and Novant. 8,400 people scheduled appointments to get the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Organizers say this partnership is the best way to get to everyone.
Early on, we identified that that was absolutely the best strategy because our ability to get out in the community was going to be better if we shared our plans and we figured out where we may have had overlap and where we were missing.
So the clinic started just an hour ago, and it is by appointment only. They plan to vaccinate 1,000 people by 6 p.m. It runs through Sunday.
In just about 30 minutes, parents and students will gather to say goodbye to Rockingham County Superintendent Dr. Rodney Shotwell. These parents and students do not believe that Dr. Shotwell should have been fired. As we join WFMY News 2's Grace Holland out in Rockingham County with the very latest. Grace, what's going on?
Well, right now we're waiting for Dr. Shotwell to come out of the Rockingham County Schools District office. Any minute now he could be walking out, and I want to show you some of the show of support that is starting to assemble here. Cars are still arriving. You can see there are some students, members of the cheerleading squad of one of the high schools that has gathered here to show their support. There are also parents here. Now, when I actually first got here, Superintendent Shotwell was waving cars into the parking lot. He was waving to people as they passed by. People were honking to show their support, and I actually got a chance to speak with him. Now, he told me that he could not comment on this lawsuit that is going on. Of course, today was supposed to be the superintendent's last day on the job, but after he filed a lawsuit in Superior Court, he is now going to stay superintendent for the next 5 days until that judge makes a decision. And as you can see, there is now a limo that's pulling up for the superintendent to take him on this parade that is going to go through town. And you can see people are starting to get into position here to welcome him. We'll have updates as we move into 5 and 6.
All right, we look at the numbers today, and I want you to look down east at the 80 degrees in Raleigh. That is just perfect weather. 73 here in the Triad, not bad. Charlotte at 78. Now we drop down to 54 in the Boone area, 76 in Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at 69 there along the Grand Strand. So tonight, 51 degrees. We've got mostly cloudy skies. Now we do see a stray shower or two start to develop. Same story tomorrow. Rain chances aren't great, but it still will be hit or miss. We're kind of riding right along a frontal boundary, and it will stay with us for the next couple of days. But 61 tomorrow, that's just slightly above normal for us this time of the year. You can see the clouds starting to build in from the northwest to the southeast. And when we go out to a broader picture, yeah, there's some rain in eastern parts of Tennessee and starting to move out of Missouri and into Kentucky. We will just be, as we said, right on the line for that. You can see it on our futurecast with that cold front just kind of meandering around over the Carolinas. It just keeps us slightly unsettled, just enough that we do have that rain chance that we talked about. So when you look at the long range forecast, you've got low 60s with about a 20% chance of a shower Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget, we'll spring our clocks forward over the weekend for an hour there. Monday, Tuesday, rain chances 30 and 60%. Cool on Monday with a high of only 48. And then we go up to 53 Tuesday, back to the mid 60s as we go to St. Patrick's Day, and also for Thursday with a better rain chance on Thursday at 50-50.
All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. First up, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is facing more pressure to resign amid a new impeachment investigation. It comes as a sixth woman has stepped forward accusing the governor of sexual misconduct, claiming the governor groped a female aide. The state attorney general is looking into all of the claims, but Cuomo says he will not resign. The reality is setting in for North Carolina A&T. The basketball team withdrew from the MEAC championship game yesterday after an assistant coach tested positive for COVID-19. It's the second straight season the Aggies will not finish the tournament. It's also the end of A&T's time in the MEAC. You might remember the Aggies are joining the Big South Conference next season. And get ready to advance your clocks tomorrow night for daylight saving time. Some lawmakers in D.C. have introduced a bill to get rid of the fallback in November. In 2018, the state of Florida passed legislation to keep daylight saving time year-round, but a federal statute is required for the state to enact the change. In the past, 15 other states have passed similar bills. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. Most of you know that Mount Airy is close to my heart growing up there, but what I love most is every time I go back, there's a new business, a mural, or an event happening. Mount Airy is growing up too, and now the state is taking notice. The State Department of Commerce gave Mount Airy Downtown a Best Economic Recovery Initiative Award for their Market Street Arts and Entertainment District. Every weekend in the fall, downtown Mount Airy closed down Market Street for live music, arts, food, and a safe way to get out during the pandemic. It was a way to support small businesses, and as Main Street Coordinator Lizzie Morrison says, much more.
But not just the small businesses, but really provide some kind of normalcy for their communities during this unprecedented time.
So Mount Airy Downtown passed an ordinance through the City Council to allow open containers at the event. They also booked artists and musicians. Certainly a fun event to have 3 nights a week, but Morrison says it truly helped businesses on Market Street and in the area when they needed it most, and she has the numbers to back it up.
We are still in the process of evaluating how the whole program went through the end of November. But at the time of submittal, Thirsty Souls reported that their sales were up 42% in the first 3 weeks of the program versus the prior 3 weeks. And then Groovy Goose reported that their sales were up 30% from the same time last year. So they actually were doing better in 2020 than they had done in 2019.
Which is really impressive considering that we were in a pandemic in 2020. No, I love this. I think that Market Street really is beautiful in downtown Mount Airy. I know that Eric Chilton has been that way too because he sent me a selfie of him having a pizza.
It was, when I grew up in that, that little back area, obviously it wasn't developed, it was just in recent years, but they have knocked it out of the park with this. In fact, my wife and I went up once and Leslie looked at this. She goes, this is the cutest, most quaint little shopping district ever. It made her, she actually wanted at one point to try to get an apartment downtown that we could go to up there. I said, now let's take it one step at a time.
So I haven't been to Mount Airy in a couple of years, 2 years actually, for the Silver Bells tour, but I didn't get a lot of time to explore the area. But I feel like I really shouldn't go there without at least one of you, maybe even both of you.
That would be so much fun. As soon as we are all fully vaccinated, we will take a trip up to Mount Airy.
We'll get a squad car tour. That's what we'll do.
Yes, Eric's brother gives squad car tours. That's not a joke. My mom can do us some baked goods up, and I'm sure she would love to host. She actually has a gift for you. She just texted me about it and said, Chad's gift came in.
Okay, we're doing this. And I've come up with an acronym for it. That's my specialty. Yes. We're going to call it the MART, the Mount Airy Road Trip. And we're going to have a Martmobile. And I think the Martmobile is going to be either Chilton's vehicle or the one he suggested.
Or your car, which I love.
I think that the Martmobile needs to be like more of a bus style.
Okay.
We need something big.
Let me work on that, Chad.
Just in case we pick up any stragglers along the way,
Never know.
Yes, but proud of Mount Airy for winning that state award. Very cool stuff happening there and supporting local business during this time. We love it here on the 4 to 5.
Absolutely. You know what else we love on the 4 to 5? Talking to you on Facebook.
We sure do. And
I'm
we
going
are there
to do
now.
that right now.
Have you not gotten on there yet?
Shh.
Chilton?
Are you old enough to remember those small general stores from back in the day? Well, even if you haven't, you've probably seen pictures. And now you can head up the road to Reidsville and kind of relive that experience. They just opened this new store this week. It's really cool. So I decided to chat with Diane Sawyer, the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce, not only to get a sneak peek at that store, but also to talk a little bit about how the economy is starting to open up as we get the vaccine rollout.
You know, Diane, we're seeing this a lot now with restrictions easing and, vaccines rolling out. It seems like the business climate is starting to see a little ray of hope here. Tell me if you're seeing that and what's going on up there.
Absolutely. We are seeing a lot of our businesses who have opened or who are just now getting open. We are scheduling ribbon cuttings. We have probably two or three this month and 2 or 3 already set for April, and people are getting really excited about welcoming folks into their businesses and changing, as you said, the restrictions that are relaxing and being more open than they currently are, if that makes sense.
It seems like we're seeing this everywhere. So is the talk, do you think, that more people are starting to open new businesses, or just the older businesses are ready to get back at it?
I think it's a combination. Here in Reidsville, we have several new businesses, particularly in our downtown area, and a couple on Freeway Drive. But then we also have our old businesses who are, who have made it through the pandemic, particularly restaurants who have been either closed or just drive-through or pickup services that are looking to open in their dining rooms. So it's a little mix of both.
So you actually have a ribbon cutting today. So tell me about this new business, because it sounds pretty cool.
Yes. So it is the Reidsville Trading Post, and it's located in downtown on Scale Street, and it is set up like an old general store. So they've got candy in the barrel buckets and homemade bread and jams and jellies, and just kind of like a feel-good store. And the owner actually, that's what she was going for, was somewhere that people felt like they were at home and they could get good home-baked and handmade, handcrafted gifts and things for their, for their families.
Sounds like things are right in line. Thanks, Diane, for taking time with us today.
So the part I love is in those type stores, and there are some Today stores too, like Mass General Store. I know they have one of those in downtown Winston, but like the big barrels of candy and things that you can go buy and pick up. I love that. And Maddie, you'll have to help me with this, but there's a candy store downtown Mount Airy that does the same thing. I love it. Opie's, that's right. Yes, I love it.
So I think I would feel really bad if we got this Martmobile and only went to one city. So I think maybe we can do it too. So I think maybe we should add Reidsville to the list, and then we can go up there and kind of do the same thing there. We won't really have a tour guide, but I bet we can find one.
Oh,
let's just do the show live from a different town every day for a week.
If we go to Asheboro, we have Christian Morgan.
Right.
We can make this happen.
Yep.
We just need the pandemic to end.
Right.
Which I think is great news for businesses, right? Which is what Eric was talking about here. With these restrictions starting to ease, people starting to feel a little bit more comfortable going out. And honestly, the warmer weather, people are getting out of their homes more. And I think businesses are going to start seeing the impact of that very soon. And that is such great news. They've been through so much.
Chad, I realize that there is a connection with Mount Airy and Wisconsin, and I don't know if you know this or not.
Chilton.
You probably don't. Maddie might, because Maddie and I are the only two dorky enough to know the fight song for our high school, probably. But I'm not going to sing it. But it is sung to the tune of "On Wisconsin," which is the fight song for
yes.
That's
great.
That's right.
Don't ask me the words. I didn't go to school there, so I don't know.
All right. Somebody save us. Let's go to weather very quickly. Very quickly. All right, let's look at these temperatures. 73 in Greensboro. High Point, you're at 74. Winston-Salem, 74. Mount Airy, on Mount Airy. Dear old senior high, 68 degrees, 64 in Wilkesboro, and Lexington at 74. These are really comfortable temperatures that we've been seeing for a while. Hour by hour tonight, it's still really mild. I mean, we're in the 60s by 9 p.m. If you think about it, our normal high temperature is upper 50s, getting close to 60, and we'll stay in the 60s even to midnight tonight. So that's how warm we've been. Look for those overnight lows tonight really not to be that low, to be comfortable. Rain is something that will be moving in, though. You can see it, satellite and radar. Most of it is back toward the mountain and foothill communities, but it will spread over the area. Will it be Soaking rains? No, probably not. Just a scattered shower or two is what we think. And we sort of just flirt with this front, right? The front moves a little bit to the south, and it moves back to the north, and we're kind of caught in the middle of that. The Carolinas will be. We'll be on the cool side for a couple of days, and then we'll finally start to warm things back up. It may take us a while, though, into next week before that happens. But here's what it looks like for the weekend. The main points are just mostly cloudy, not as warm on your Saturday with a high of 61, then 62 on Sunday, still mostly cloudy and cool. We'll keep about a 20% chance of a shower in both days. Again, not a washout, but you might see a little spit of rain here or there. Monday, that's when behind the cold front, all that clears out. We drop to 48 with a 30% chance of rain, and then 60% on Tuesday, building back to 53. Wednesday, Thursday, mid-60s, comfortable. Another chance of rain, though, with a 50% chance on Thursday, clearing by Friday of next week, and a comfortable high of 59.
First of all, I just want to say hello to Miss Thorpe. I know that you have been begging us for a couple of days to do.
There it is.
To talk to the people because you're curious what we talk about. It can really, it really runs the gamut.
Yes.
Sometimes we talk about nothing.
Right. Sometimes we're very busy trying to get the scripts done and checking everything and updating things. Sometimes it's just an entertaining break.
Right. Sometimes it's a follow-up from what happened on air.
Right. We have been planning the now triad road trip. I will tell you, Gloria, if it's okay that I call you by your first name, that every time you comment in our Facebook feed, I start singing, Gloria, Gloria, I think I got your number. I love that song.
I never join her because I don't know that song.
Oh, you need to learn it. Yeah. It's a great song.
Oh, sorry.
Friday.
Here we are. If you saw the big news, I just posted it in the chat. I'm an uncle.
He's an uncle.
First time ever. Little Charlotte is her name. Her name is E-T-T-E, not O-T-T-E.
Charlotte.
So go to my page after this newscast is over and
she's beautiful.
Go look at the pictures. She is adorable. And she's got this little pouty lip down here. She's going to get away with everything, especially
absolutely.
with Uncle Chad.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. Uncle Chad, she's going to have you wrapped around her finger.
Yep.
And honestly, she's gorgeous. Congratulations to you. I became an aunt in June, an aunt.
A double aunt.
A double aunt.
Double
to
entendre?
twin baby girls, and they're like, I'm obsessed with them. You can't see it from this far away, but they're like the background on my phone. I need videos of them every day to get through the day. They're perfect, and so I can't wait for you to experience that because it is like having your own children, but you don't have to actually take care of them.
You have to. You get to give them back.
And they're free for the most part. Like I bought some gifts, but that's it.
Yep.
Don't have to pay for college, weddings, any of that.
Have you had to change any diapers?
Yes, but I don't mind that. That's not a big deal for me.
Well, I do mind that, so I won't be doing that for my niece, but I'll be doing all the other things like pinching her cheeks and all that. So.
Well, we're talking about good news in this next block, so stick around and share your good news with us on Facebook.
Yes, do it now. Okay, see you soon. All right, it is time to start your weekend with some positive vibes. Looking back at the past year, it's easy to focus on all that went wrong, but we're not going to do that right now. WFMY News 2's Megan Malaris asked people to tell her something good.
Well, these days, with everything going on in our day-to-day lives, it's really important to take a moment to just relax and reflect on life's many blessings. It can be very therapeutic. I asked you on my Facebook page, Megan Malaris News, as I do every week, to tell me something good, big or small, that happened in your life recently.
Marilyn celebrated the 11th anniversary of her husband's successful quintuple bypass. She's also happy her grandson is back playing baseball, and she loves seeing his priceless smile. Leanna met the love of her life 3 months ago. Angie's oldest son, Jacob, celebrated his 8th birthday. Beth and her partner received their first COVID-19 vaccine. Paula got her first COVID shot scheduled. Michael took his grandson fishing Sunday. Thursday. Brentwood got her new sign for her new home bakery. Gia's daughter was not injured in a wreck that totaled her car. Wanda visited with her granddaughter for the first time since before Christmas due to COVID rules. Rose's great-granddaughter has grown too tall to walk under her kitchen table. Jim enjoyed the gorgeous weather. So did Jimmy, who shared a smiling sunshine emoji.
So much good news,
Yes.
and I'm excited about my good news.
Best news.
My good news is this right here.
Oh,
I am now an uncle.
sweet.
My sister Chelsea and her fiance Peter had a baby. This baby, that little nugget you see right there, kind of looks like an eggplant in that outfit. Her name is Charlotte, spelled E-T-T-E, Charlotte, and she is beautiful. I'm an uncle for the very first time, and I'm pumped.
Congratulations, Chad.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm so
You're
happy.
going to be the most fun uncle to little Charlotte.
I hope so.
And only a man would describe a newborn baby as an eggplant. But that's okay.
I mean, look at how small she is.
She's perfect.
And look at how great my sister looks. That was that day.
Stunning.
Incredible.
Your sister is going, he called her an
A
eggplant.
little eggplant.
But that is a term of endearment, right? My little eggplant. You could just say
I
that,
love
that's still
it.
okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
I
I
think that
love the
still
name
works.
Charlotte as well.
Yeah.
I
me
do too.
It makes me think of North Carolina.
That's true.
Very
What
good.
My
about you?
next
Any
oldest sibling was so much older than me. I was an uncle in 3rd grade, Chad.
Wow. And here
Definitely
I am.
the fun uncle.
We were more like brother and sister, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I love it.
Anybody else have good news to share? Sorry, I took up all the time.
No, you deserve it. The weather was great. I love being outside this week.
It's Friday.
Okay, and there we got it.
Absolutely. We're going
right.
to break. We're chatting with you on Facebook. We're having a lot of fun today.
Come join
our
us.
Conversation. Yeah, we'll be back.
All right.
George, I'm sorry, I won't yell. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho.
Great job. Hawaii, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada.
As a second team has been forced to pull out of the ACC men's tournament due to COVID, across the street at Stamey's Old Fashioned Barbecue, things are looking up. Now, although things are a little bit uncertain.
All right, here come your North Carolina town names alphabetically. Lake Junaluska, Lexington, McDonald, Madison, Macon, Manteo, Mint Hill, Morganton, Mount Airy. We'll end there. Welcome back, everybody, to the 4 to 5. Yes, we have Friday Fever today. It is the 4 to 5 Friday Fever. I'm Eric Chilton alongside Maddie Gardner, Chad Silver, and Jalen Gilkey. We're a little giddy today.
Yeah, and you might have the fever because it's kind of warm out, right? I like to call this Chamber of Commerce weather, because the Chamber of Commerce enjoys when it's beautiful weather for visitors, because they say, wow, let's go back to Greensboro. And what a perfect day to have perfect weather.
Because there are a lot of visitors here in Town, and actually some big news coming out of the ACC tournament this afternoon. The #1 seed, Virginia, had to pull out of the tournament because of a positive COVID test. Things are looking okay for the tournament as it stands right now. Fans are hopeful that it will continue, but we have WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey out there this afternoon, who caught up with businesses who are happy that the tournament is back.
You're absolutely right. Things are looking okay. As a second team was forced to pull out of the men's ACC tournament here across the street from the Coliseum at Stamey's Old Fashioned Barbecue, things are looking up. Now, on this side of Gate City Boulevard, things might be a little uncertain, but for Craver Stamey and his family, they're happy to see things are getting close to back to normal.
Last year was kind of, we went into it just completely enthusiastic, and we were expecting to have a full-on tournament, whereas this year we knew it was going to be different. We knew it was going to be challenging. So obviously it's great to have something back at the Coliseum this year. It's been nice to have the excitement around the Coliseum and over here at Stamey's throughout the week so far. Obviously there's been some games canceled, and that's unfortunate, but we're just happy to have something back here at the Coliseum.
Although there have been 2 cancellations in the last 2 days, the AC tournament is holding out hope. Now, Georgia Tech, who was supposed to take on Virginia, has been moved to tomorrow's championship game, and they'll take on the winner of tonight's Florida State and UNC game, tipping off at 8:30. And I can't wait for it.
This is the first thing I thought of when you hear about this with Duke and Virginia, and obviously 2 big players, although Virginia this year was probably the favorite overall. I feel bad for the seniors that worked so hard all those years, and then they don't get a shot at the tournament. And now Virginia may still, from what I understand, have a chance at the NCAA, but Duke's athletic director said they are out, and I don't know. I think it's heartbreaking for those guys.
It is heartbreaking, especially when you learn that Duke hasn't had a positive COVID case all year, and then March rolls around, they're in the middle of an ACC tournament, and this happens. And then just to add on to that, of course, the #1 seed of the tournament forced to drop out as well. It is heartbreaking for those seniors, some of whom won't get the chance to play anymore in Duke's case. So it's definitely disappointing. I'm glad that the ACC tournament is still going to continue for now, and we're just hopeful that no more cases come out of there.
And we just learned today that the NCAA released its guidelines for the tournament. Remember, they're all going into the bubble next week in Indianapolis. And so it sounds like everybody, all Tier 1 players and coaches, will have to get 7 consecutive negative COVID tests before they're even allowed in the bubble. So it sounds like those will be good enough precautions so we don't have something like this happen, because while it's terrible at the ACC tournament, it would be catastrophic at the NCAA tournament, in my opinion.
And you're absolutely right about that, Chad. It would be so unfortunate for there to be a second consecutive year without an NCAA tournament. We hope and we're praying that doesn't happen, and hopefully these precautions can make sure that we get through this tournament without a hitch.
And from talking about the ACC NCAA tournament to our coronavirus metrics, I track these every day, and we were able to add another really good % positive today to our already low number. Check it out all the way over there to the right, 3.7%. It's in line with yesterday's number, also below 4%. They're now the 2 lowest days that we have ever seen. That's a good sign to have 2 days in a row like this, because it means yesterday wasn't a fluke. It's incredible to see how well that we've been doing over the past couple of weeks, constantly dipping below that 5% line, which is the state's goal. Prior to February 23rd, we hadn't gone below that line in months.
Let's take a look at more headlines with your 4 to 5 roundup this afternoon. Today marks the 3rd day of the FEMA coronavirus vaccine site here in Greensboro at Four Seasons Town Center. They're looking to vaccinate nearly 3,000 people a day for the next 8 weeks. If you still need to get vaccinated, you can make an appointment. Go to gsomassvax.org or call the COVID vaccine helpline at 888-675-4567. We have all this information on our website for you too. President Joe Biden signed the nearly $2 trillion American Rescue Plan into law yesterday, meaning stimulus checks could be going out as early as this weekend. The bill was narrowly approved by the House on Wednesday with a vote of 220 to 211. Only one Democrat joined all Republicans in voting against it. New CBS News polling shows that the bill is widely popular among the public, with 3 out of 4 Americans approving of it. And in a national address last night, President Joe Biden also said every adult should be eligible to give a vaccine by May 1st. Biden also said he has a goal of getting back to somewhat normal life by July 4th. The president added that his administration is on track to reach 2 million shots a day and to reach his original goal of 100 million shots in arms on his 60th day in office. That is just 10 days away from now. A new survey from the American Psychological Association shows Americans are experiencing unprecedented stress during the pandemic. 61% of adults have experienced undesired weight changes, 67% are sleeping more or less than they'd like to, and 23% are drinking more alcohol. The new survey highlights the toll the pandemic has taken on parents with school-aged children. 47% of mothers and 30% of fathers with children learning remotely say their mental health has gotten worse.
All right, so looking at temperatures right now, pretty comfortable out there. We're seeing 73 in Greensboro, mid 70s for the most part for High Point and Winston-Salem, also Asheboro at 76. Burlington's always the warm spot there. That instrumentation, I don't know where they put that, but it's up there to 81, 80 in Raleigh. Then we drop to 68 in the foothills around Mount Airy and 64 for Wilkesboro. Now, hour by hour tonight as we head into the overnight period, we'll take you up until about 2 a.m. It takes us a while to even get out of the 60s. It may be midnight or so before we see some upper 50s slip in. Clouds are building in as we speak, and don't be surprised if you just see a shower. It's really a scattered or stray shower, hit or miss, as we go into the overnight. And really that kind of hangs with us through the weekend. You see the big picture here with the satellite and radar, and most of that heavier rain will stay away from us. But again, with that frontal boundary just kind of meandering from the north and then back down to the south again, and we're just kind of a little bit unstable through the weekend. So rain chances are small, but we have them in there. We'll go with about a 20% chance of a shower. I think that'll be the case for Saturday and Sunday. This you can see as we take you through that Sunday, we see that warmer air starting to move back in again as we head toward the first part of next week, but it will start to dip down though. I mean, this weekend is okay, right? Low 60s, we'll take that. Rain chances are there, although slight, but mostly cloudy and just not as warm. Overnight lows Saturday night will drop down to 43. Now, the long range outlook here, the coolest days come in Monday and Tuesday at 48 and 53, and lows back to the 30s, just when we thought we'd get rid of that. Our normal high is close to 60. It's 59 degrees this time of the year. We get back to the mid 60s. That'll be for St. Patty's Day and Thursday. Rain chances 60% Tuesday and 50% Thursday. Every other day is just a slight chance, and we think it'll start to clear out by Friday. Look for highs going down to about 59 by Friday of next week, and only a 20% chance of a shower. You know, we absolutely love to hear news of things kind of opening back up as the COVID numbers are dropping. Fingers crossed that continues. And here's another sign that things are starting to get a little bit better. Girl Scouts, the local Girl Scouts say they are opening up their summer camps. I had a chance to chat with camp director Katie Tiemann to hear how it all will work this summer.
Katie, thanks for taking time out today. So let's talk about this. Obviously, you guys had to put a lot of thought into getting back to at least somewhat normal here with these camps. What was that process like?
So I think we've been planning for since last year. So we've been following all CDC health guidelines. We've also been going with what the American Camp Association has recommended for resident camps, and then also very close contact with our health department. So this summer we're going to be running at a 50% capacity. Girls and staff will have to wear masks, and we're going to be cleaning every surface at camp. I think this will be the first time camp is actually sparkling clean, and yeah.
That's actually a good point. It will be probably the cleanest summer camp in the history of kids. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. It's going to be, yeah, girls are going to be sparkling when they get back. Usually they go home dirty, and, you know, but this year they're going to be clean hands, clean everything. We're just, yeah, we're very, very clean here now.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's our motto these days. So describe what camp will be like. I know you said 50% capacity, but what types of activities are you guys going to offer?
So we have archery, climbing walls, canoeing, kayaking, paddleboarding, arts and crafts, nature. Here at County Program Center, we have horses as well. And then just general typical camp activities like campfires, cooking over a campfire, basic camp, stuff like that.
Honestly, that sounds about as close to normal as you can get. Everybody's looking forward to this. The kids want to get back to it too. So thanks for your time today.
So in light of this, I asked you on Facebook to tell me your favorite summer camp memory. And what's ironic for a lot of the folks that posted it, they didn't do summer camps. They just described what they did in the summer. So we'll take a look here. Shell says that my summer camp was digging potatoes, canning green beans, and shucking corn with grandma and papa. And then she said, but oh, the watermelon seed fights and wading in the creek, catching crayfish and homemade ice cream parties with cousins. She went on and on about it. Loved it. Diane Church said simply learning how to swim. That is very important. Michael Lee says my summer camps were the tobacco fields of Guilford County. And I only did one summer camp growing up. I had a blast. It was a ton of fun, but it just wasn't a thing for me. But I know kids that, I mean, my wife, she said she went multiple camps every single summer.
Yes, I know a few people who were just so committed to going to their one summer camp every year. I didn't go to a summer camp like that. Of course, I went to cheer camp. And I went to church camp, but nothing like you stay overnight and walk through the woods and get on boats.
Right, I did both of those. I did Vacation Bible School for 1 week a year in the summer, but then I also did this camp called Honey Rock Camp, and they come and pick you up in this big blue bus from downtown in my hometown. They take you out there for the whole day, and it is so fun. You get to use the little different like water sports, and you can just like ride the animals, and it was so much fun. I look forward to it every single year. Ready? Let's
ride
Maddie,
what animals?
So like the burros, you could ride the burros or the
Donkeys?
horses.
That's cool.
Yes, and
Okay.
it was so fun. And I mean, I made the best friends there. You laugh at me all you want. I loved it.
No, I did.
I'm not
So my
laughing
friends
at you.
that went,
I'm laughing at the idea of like you riding like a sheep or something.
Oh no, not a sheep.
Chad, when we visit Mount Airy, will you ride a donkey down Main Street?
Yes, can we call it a burro though, because it would make me feel more at home.
That's fine. We'll call it whatever. We can call it, Fred. I don't care. I just want you to
And
ride
Maddie will
the
just
donkey.
wave from the sidelines.
I'm wondering if we can get that blue bus for our trip. That used
Yes,
to come
we
pick
could.
you up.
Yes.
It was great. And what I loved about it too was that it had a Christian theme, but at the time you didn't really know that. You didn't know it until you got older. But like you sang all these wonderful songs, and I mean, just learned a lot about scripture, and it was a lot of fun.
That's so sweet. And you rode the animals.
And I rode all of the
Just
animals.
the way you said it.
All the animals.
Were you
rode
thinking
the
like it was
animals.
like
That's
a
awesome.
flying dog or what?
I don't know.
I made the best friends there, though. It was so fun, and I remember every year, like the school would end, and I could not be happier because I knew that Honey Rock Camp was coming around the corner,
Oh, that's
like a
cool.
month away.
I have actual tears in my eyes because I'm laughing so hard at this, and I don't know why. It's all the Diet Coke I drank before this show.
That's exactly what did it. Exactly what did it. Should we talk about weather or should we talk more about burros?
Oh, the weather's the next
We
block.
should talk about
shoot,
neither.
I was
We
ahead of
should
myself.
Go
I was
to
all
commercial
excited.
break.
Yeah, we'll go to commercial break. And
We're
Maddie's
live
going to
on-
make fun of me more on Facebook,
I
so
will
come check
not.
it out.
We rode the animals.
The 63rd Grammy Awards are Sunday night, and you can watch music's biggest night right here on WFMY. 2 Guilford County teachers are nominated for Music Educator of the Year. Brian McMath and Donnie Walter have followed similar paths. Both teach at Northwest Guilford High School, and both went to UNC Greensboro to study music. We talked to them a few months ago when they were first nominated.
It's just absolutely amazing. I was bouncing around this morning and, my family had to calm me down.
The only thing I can keep saying is I'm sort of in disbelief that it's actually happened with the way the process went. So I usually have a lot of words to say and I'm just ecstatic.
That is so neat. And the fact that they're up against each other, I mean, think about all the music educators in this country, right? And those two are part of the larger group.
It's funny, I did a story with them early on, when this was announced, and they were college buddies. So, they were just saying how they wouldn't want to be with anybody else, because they really liked each other so much. And this is ironic too, that they both knew the other guy from North Carolina who actually was from Mount Airy, who taught in Davidson County. Philip Riggs he won one year, and we had him on the Good Morning Show back then. They're all friends, so it just runs in the family, so to speak.
I mean, to win a Grammy.
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
No,
I mean, that just blows my mind to be among the ranks of all of these amazing artists who have Grammys and then right here in Guilford County. But I will say what they do is so important. I think a lot of times people forget about arts education in schools, and it's so integral to education. I think this is great that the Grammys highlight these educators each year.
I'm curious to see how it's going to look this year, right? Because I imagine it will look differently. I don't even know, do you know who's hosting it?
Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, you should watch the news more.
So, I mean, imagine being the producers and the people who have to change everything that you've done in the past.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, 62 years. And then come up with something new, like throw it all out the window and figure out how to do it now.
What we had to do here locally on a much
true.
smaller scale, but you do have to just kind of like throw out everything you know and start over when you're in the middle of a pandemic. I am excited for the performances. Again, not sure how that's going to work, if they're going to be pre-recorded or if they're going to happen somewhere separately. My girl Taylor Swift is going to be performing. She's also up for Album of the Year for her surprise album Folklore. If you would like for me to do an entire segment on that, I can.
Let's not. But for a Flashback Friday here, did you guys ever get the CDs, the Grammy nominee CDs?
Oh, yes.
It was like all of the award, it was either the winners or the nominees. That was one of my favorites because it's such a broad range of music. I mean, it's not just one genre, it's all of them.
And I like seeing some. You don't even see these on TV sometimes during the ceremony. But you know how they'll list like the Grammys that you never heard of. You know what I mean? When you can go back online and look that's what I love doing is researching all this stuff. And there are people that get awards for stuff that I didn't even know was a category.
I want a Grammy now. I don't have any musical talent, but I want one.
I bet we could find you one on eBay that you could just buy or something. I mean, you don't have to
a
earn
little
it.
model.
That's not the same.
I think that she's just trying to get us to get her to sing Taylor Swift.
I actually did sing during a commercial break on Facebook today. So maybe I could be nominated for that. The best commercial break ballad during a local newscast on social media. I think that is specific enough that I have a good chance.
In the triad.
In Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm the only one in the category.
On Phillips Avenue in Greensboro.
All right. Grammys, I'll take my award. You can just send it to the station.
Yeah, Let's go to Eric for weather now, okay?
We will do that right this second. Let's see what's happening here, folks. The high temperatures today, depending on where you are, most of it was in the mid 70s, which, by the way, way above our normal, which is close to 60. Our average high is around 59 to 60 this time of the year. As we head into tonight, look for only a 51-degree overnight low. It'll be fairly mild, but clouds will move in. We do have a chance of a shower. It's about a 20% overnight tonight. And for the whole weekend, 20% Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures a little cooler, but still 61. Again, that's pretty much average for us. That'll be your Saturday high. And you can see the clouds start to build in now on a bigger picture here. There's some heavier rains back toward eastern Tennessee. Some of that may make it over the mountains, but again, the frontal boundary just kind of meanders around the mid-Atlantic states, and we're caught on either one side of that or the other. If you're to the north of that front, it'll be a little bit cooler, and that's why we cool down heading into tomorrow. And if you're to the south, just the opposite happens. So a little bit of a roller coaster here for our forecast as we head into the next 7 days. This weekend, low 60s, cloudy, and a slight chance of a shower. That's a 20%. After this weekend, though, it is cool. Monday and Tuesday, 48 and 53. Slight rain chance Monday, greater chance with a 60% on Tuesday. St. Patty's Day, not bad. We bounce back temperature-wise at least to 66, only a 20% chance of a shower. Thursday could be a rainy day and 64. We'll cool down by next week at this time. A high temperature of 59 with gradual clearing, only a 20% chance of a shower.
Hey, mic check. I am talking. Oh, good. Is that my mic or is that my IFB with the static? Yeah, it was doing that in the 4, but then it stopped. I wonder if it's because I'm sitting down.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Nice. Hi there, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa.
Yeah, so check it out.
Uh-oh, I know. Oh, I'm in SCOTUS's office. That's probably it.
I would like to learn more about this ballad of Maddie Gardner that's a Grammy Award nominee.
Hello, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Oh, whoops.
No,
keep going.
Okay, Dr. Shotwell left the district office here in a limousine.
Can you feel it? The excitement in the air, the hope for our future, the feeling you get when you learn you're now eligible to sign up for a coronavirus vaccine. I thought about that moment for months. I wondered how I'd react. Mostly, I wondered how long it would take to get to the front of the line. Then it happened. I got a text message from meteorologist Christian Morgan over the weekend telling me the good news. Media had been added to the next in line. I was now eligible to sign up for a vaccine. I couldn't believe it. I gotta admit, when these vaccines started to roll out and it seemed more like a trickle, I didn't have high hopes it was going to be anytime soon. I thought for sure it'd be April or even May until I'd get my shot. Then I got that text message and I was giddy. I was ecstatic. It's like I had won the pandemic lottery. I'll be going to get my shot on Sunday, and let me tell you, it cannot come soon enough. We've interviewed people, plenty of people, after they've received their shot, and they all seem to have that same reaction: joy, gratitude, and relief. I can't wait to feel that. I hope it's something you're looking forward to also. But that's just my 2 cents, and you're 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
Another team